what happened in SummerSlam 2024. And right now, this is the after show, and we want to know what are your thoughts. Let us know in the chatting section. What do you think for what happened tonight in SummerSlam 2024? It was a breakthrough for some of the wrestlers. It was a nightmare for some of the wrestlers. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, Wrestling Battle US. Carla and
Alex.
And right now we're about to start the after show, and we want to talk about for all the highlights. Seriously, every single match.
Let's talk about the start. Let's talk about the first match.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley for the single match for the Women's World Championship.
Correct.
My predictions, which I don't know was yours, that Liv Morgan was going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
I said from the start that Dominik Mysterio was going to turn on Rhea Ripley. And that's exactly what happened. Now Rhea Ripley's a face, which I told you this before.
Mm-hmm.
Dominik is a heel just like Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
This has to happen. The Judgment Day has already been separated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's had to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Dominik returned on Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
That was the smug light that we're going to see it on Twitter all this week. Him kissing Liv Morgan.
Again.
So that was a great match. Now Dominik is now with Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley is pissed. We'll see.
But something that I want to point out, and it was the first match ever in the SummerSlam 2024. Seriously, I want to say, first of all, Triple H, he's killing it again. I'm not saying this because of an exaggeration, but this was a second pay-per-view that I am in shock to see the changes and the storyline, how they are changing every single thing. So this was, I would say, another pay-per-view that they are bringing the changes. They're bringing the storyline. It's turning against each other or changing some of the stories completely too. And I love the idea, of course, finally, and I don't want to sound exaggerated, but it's true. Finally, they're given the actual chance for the people and wrestlers that they deserve to have a freaking title. And seriously talking, we can predict, we can say a lot of stuff. And one of my predictions was, again, that Liv Morgan, she would keep this title. And starting with her, I would say that it was the moment for her to retain her title. Because you have to consider also that that Rhea Ripley, she kept the title for what? Almost a year, isn't it? And if you keep a title in such a long time, it means because, okay, the ratings and everything, right? But now I think is the momentum of the revenge completely for Liv Morgan. So even though they changed the character that Dominik Mysterio was supposed to turn against Rhea Ripley, it was the game changer for again Liv Morgan. It was the game changer. It had to happen.
And
like
now she's still women's champion. We're gonna see on Monday Night Raw on Monday what's gonna happen between Rhea and Dominik. So and we have to see that.
And just a reminder, this is the sign that, of course, the Judgment Day is already done.
Destroyed.
Is destroyed, is done. Yeah,
bye-bye,
thank you.
To Rhea. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying bye-bye for the...
bye-bye to Ripley.
Exactly, to Ripley. Yeah, Hassan, totally right.
Our next match was the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker defeating Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said before, this match was his second time shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, this time was Braun Breaker's time. This was his time to win the title.
Yep.
He did it less than 5 minutes because the match was short.
Yep, he did it actually.
But he's now the Intercontinental Champion. Like I say, the Braun Breaker era begins now.
And something that, seriously talking, I know we predicted that he was going to win the title, and it's because the fact of he had second chance. And we have to recognize also that he had titles already. He had tag team championship, right, with what's his name, Baron Corbin, correct?
Corbin.
He had a title for
the NXT tag team titles.
Very long time with the NXT titles. And something you cannot deny, when you are in the middle of, I would say, building your career by getting into the momentum and the rhythm of having titles, that's your thing. There's no doubt about it. He deserves to have the title. Lots of people right now, they're like, nah, Braun Breaker, he's not good enough or whatever it is. But he's building the career still. So I think at the end of the day, that was our prediction, that he was going to get the title.
And if you see, all titles changed hands tonight. Yep. Only 2 titles will not stay with the same people. Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan. All the rest changed hands. Just as the next match we're going to talk about, the United States Championship.
Yep.
LA Knight against Logan Paul. That was a match that I knew it was going to happen. LA Knight winning the United States champion. He's now champion. Once again, like I said, his this time right now. The LA Knight era begins. Logan Paul had to lose that title already. Been to he's like another, I would say, like another Roman Reigns. He's not there every day. He's not a champion every day. Yep. So it was his time to lose it, and now LA Knight's a new champion.
Yep. And something, again, LA Knight, he's actually, I would say, he's been tested. He's been fighting for this title. Not like a regular wrestler. He's actually been on top of it, searching, chasing the actual opportunity. And that's what I like to see in the actual, you know, in the wrestling world, I would say. Because until the end, you could get that momentum. So I would say it was definitely LA Knight moment. And again, we want to see something new too, and we want a 24/7 champion, like you mentioned last time. We want to see a full-time wrestler, not a part-time that, you know, you can come whenever you feel like it. And at the end of the day, the crowd is already right now for LA Knight and not for Paul. I was gonna say Paul Heyman. Logan Paul.
Well, our next match was for the Women's Championship, WWE Women's Championship. Nia Jax defeating the champion Bayley. This match was another match that I thought that I knew Bayley was going to lose it. But in my prediction, I thought that Nia Jax was going to win it, but Tiffany Stratton was going to cash in her briefcase contract. But that never happened. Nia Jax won, is the new women's champion, the queen of the ring, but Tiffany is by her side.
Yeah, I mean, and something, no.
Goodbye, Judgment Day.
He means to say that. Yes. That is so true, Hassan. But something, again, you can't deny is that Nia Jax, at the end of the day, if you think about it outside of the box, that we know, maybe they don't, you can tell that she's been waiting also. She's been waiting for her momentum. Like, damn, in one moment I'm supposed to have a freaking title shot, you know? And again, this could be the moment for somebody who's been waiting more than, like you mentioned, more than 5 years, more than almost 10 years in the company. So right now, she's definitely deserving it. She deserves that title. And again, she's a total package. Right now, she has the package. Probably she did not have the whole package before as a champion, you know, solo. But right now, I think it is the moment. What do you think?
Well, right now, yeah, of course, Nia Jax has been champion before. She can do it again. So we'll see how long she can retain her title and have it with her all time.
And now that you mentioned that, what are
you have to be careful with Stephanie.
Correct.
Strengthens, so.
What are the exactly? What are the possibilities, or what are the, I would say, contenders that you would see that could actually match against?
Well, I really thought that Charlotte Flair was going to return. That was going to be one of her opponents tonight.
Yep.
For the future. But now that she's still not here, we have a lot of women in WWE. And I can name a few from Raw that have a chance for the Women's Championship. From SmackDown, I'm sorry. She's from SmackDown. You got the big Piper Niven. One of her sides, you can see.
Yep.
You got Bianca Belair.
There you go.
You got Jade Cargill. Remember, she has a revenge now with Nia Jax. That can be her next opponent.
That's a good one. If Jade Cargill can get into a storyline against Nia Jax, it'll be, wow, seriously.
So we have to see what's going to be on with this one. So
yeah, definitely.
Hopefully she can retain the title for a while. So
hopefully.
And Tiffany will not cash it in on her.
I don't think that by the time that Nia Jax has this title going on, I don't think that Tiffany is going to cash it. I think at the end of the day, Tiffany is afraid of Nia Jax completely, you know. So I doubted that she would cash it.
Well, our next match was a singles match. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. We all knew these three would have a rivalry between each other. So Drew McIntyre got the win. But why? Seth Rollins, CM Punk got into Seth Rollins' face, gave him a. Drew McIntyre was his perfect shot. Hit him in the blow, give him a low blow. Claymore, getting the win. Now, I would say Drew McIntyre has gotten his revenge. Will this be over? I don't think so.
Yep. I mean, something that I have to say and I have to admit is that yes, we know clearly that CM Punk does not have the
and
same.
Maurice is in the house.
Oh look, he does not have the same type of physique of Drew McIntyre. Meaning now, the Drew McIntyre had already 80% of chances of winning. First of all, that'll be one. The second one that I saw, right, it was that at the end of the day, Seth Rollins, he was planning to not beat up, but beat up mentally CM Punk. Just to know the fact that he wants also revenge against CM Punk. Yeah. That was number 2. And number 3, at the end of the day, I think that Seth Rollins also, he felt even tempted to, who should I screw, like this guy or the other one? Because at the end of the day, the both of them, they screw me in a certain way. He mentioned it. He said, "You embarrass me as in the middle of the match for the championship," and it's true. So it was just difficult to understand it at the beginning who was gonna win, because I thought seriously that Seth Rollins, he was gonna play around and just, like at the moment of the, like you said, like the pinning.
Oh, remember,
right?
he let Drew McIntyre use a chair.
Correct.
Well, it was not supposed to be in the chair.
Correct.
So.
Correct. He even let that happen. He said, "Well, you can use the chair. I mean, I don't give a damn, whatever." And that's the reason, like I said again, it was in Seth Rollins' hands also. So that speaks a lot. That's funny. That speaks a lot. That at the end of the day, it was a whole, I would say, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was chaotic. But also, you cannot deny that I noticed something, that CM Punk, he was also fighting in the actual match. I saw him fighting until the end. And you can tell. Both of them, they were extremely exhausted.
That was an incredible match. So
they were exhausted.
Drew McIntyre finally got his win that he wanted. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if these continue and this rivalry will continue. They
did it. Yep.
Well, our next match was for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mm-hmm. Damian Priest losing his title to the King of the Ring, Gunther. Mm-hmm. This match was a surprise for me because I thought Damian Priest was going to retain his title. Mm-hmm. But with all the Judgment Day separating, mm-hmm. Finn Balor came out and actually made Damian Priest lose. Mm-hmm. So now Gunther's the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Exactly.
That was an interesting surprise that we saw.
That was interesting to watch. Because I thought at the beginning, like, Finn Balor was around. I'm like, well, he's supposed to help. If he actually does not help, I'm like, dude, then you're looking for something else, and Judgment Day is done. Yeah. As soon as Finn Balor, he did what he did, that moving his leg on top of the ropes to the other opponent, right, which it was Gunther, right, I'm like, forget it. Judgment Day is done. And something you cannot deny is for what we saw, that Dominik, he just turned against Rhea Ripley. So if you see if you see Dominik and Finn Balor against, whoever, it's already 2 members. And again, Finn Balor, you have to understand that he's right now all together with Jane McDonough. McDonough, is that what's his name? JD McDonough. And it's already 3 members. There you go. Meaning now 3 against 2, the Judgment Day, it's gone. So what I was telling my husband again, it was that the possibilities are now, as you mentioned, that they are faces, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, they might be together from now on. They might be. I don't know about that.
We'll see
if they do it, it'll be something different. It'll be something cool. Yes. But if they do separate each other and each of them can do it by themselves solo, it'll be an extreme opportunity for each of them.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
Well, in our main event, Cody Rhodes retaining the Undisputed Championship against Solo Sikoa. These was a lot of surprises that I thought it was going to be. We saw the whole bloodline, Jacob Fatu, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, all in the ring. The returning, it was not that much. It was 2 weeks only.
It was only 2 weeks.
Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. But the big surprise is the return of Roman Reigns. I still believe that we needed more surprises. I thought Jimmy Uso was going to come out. I thought the new Hikuleo was coming out too. The newest member of WWE.
Correct.
Main event Jey Uso. So I thought more surprises were going to come out. SummerSlam of last year, and not SummerSlam, sorry, WrestleMania was more surprises. Correct. We saw The Undertaker, we saw John Cena, we saw The Rock, and this time we didn't even see John Cena tonight at SummerSlam.
Correct. We thought that he was gonna go and say something about his tour, what's coming up,
or help Cody Rhodes in some way. But okay, one of the good surprises that we liked was that returning of Roman Reigns. For me, that was the only surprise that I saw. Nothing else. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton are not a surprise for me because they only been out for 1 week or two. They haven't been out for like a year or something.
Totally.
So I don't know, but for me it's great that Cody Rhodes is still champion. That was what my prediction was. So we'll see in the future what happens with these, and then the returning Roman Reigns. Now we'll see what happens.
Correct. But something, in my point of view, I would say that, again, this last match, we were expecting much more. We were even thinking that Roman Reigns would come back, but if he was coming back, that he was going to be with 2 members. Just because, again, Solo Sikoa right now has also 2 members. That is Tangaloa and Tama Tonga. Well, and Jacob Fatu, excuse. Okay, but Roman Reigns, he came back tonight solo completely by himself. And he
with Paul Heyman.
Specifically targeting Solo Sikoa.
Are we going to see Paul Heyman again with Roman Reigns? Or is just Roman Reigns going to be by himself already? Or solo?
Correct. Apparently, it was only Roman Reigns by himself. I don't see Paul Heyman anymore. I don't see him in there.
Unless Paul Heyman is going to be managing somebody else now?
Unless he could be the manager of somebody else, as you mentioned it. I would say at the end of the day that, the surprises were actually in the changes of the titles in this SummerSlam.
That was the surprises.
Correct.
Either in that, there was no surprises tonight.
There was no surprises.
Sorry, Triple H, but I don't see surprises.
Right. Well, I saw surprises in the changes. And, in the storylines that it's...
The only changes that surprised I was that the Judgment Day has broken out. That's the only surprises that I saw. Either in that, for me, SummerSlam this year was not a big deal.
For me, it was, in the sense of changing
SummerSlam last year was a little bit better.
You think?
The return of Becky Lynch, the return of Brock Lesnar. Those are changes.
So you were expecting for returning?
I was expecting more surprises.
Yeah.
And I don't see them.
Correct.
I didn't see them. So, but good pay-per-view, good SummerSlam. Didn't say it was a bad SummerSlam, but it was a great SummerSlam.
I think it's just everybody is trying to get
and Drew McIntyre is all happy.
What is Drew McIntyre doing in the middle of the commentators? But seriously talking, I mean, something you cannot deny is the changes of the storyline. Again, the fact that all the wrestlers, they were so powerful tonight. They were given, whatever they were supposed to give. I found it interesting. It was dramatic. It was the suspense in it. And I think at the end of the day, everybody was waiting for that part. What do you think, for real?
Well, yeah. Like we said, we didn't think the Judgment Day was going to separate, but it was time to be done. These already have to be going. Like I said from the start, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley has to go their own ways. Yes, we have the tag team champions Finn Balor and JD McDonald. They can still be together. Dominik Mysterio will now be by himself with Liv Morgan. He's a wrestler that has to start off by himself now.
And we want to know exactly what's going to happen.
Kalito's just mixed in. He's just stuck in the mix.
With Dominik and...
He has nowhere to go.
And Liv Morgan, we're not sure what's going to happen actually with
We have to see Monday Night Raw what's going to be on with the Judgment Day now.
I just thought about it. Unless, now that you mention it, unless it's happening, which I'm not sure about it, that the storyline would come like this. It'll be tag team matches, which is super weird to see it. Rhea Ripley with
Damian Priest against Dominik and well, that would be a good mixed match to see.
That'll be a mixed match, kind of interesting to watch. But I'm not saying, like I said again, if it's happening, it'll be once. They did it before with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
If they actually change the storyline for that in that sense, it'll be really.
We just have to see this Monday on Raw what's going to happen with the Judgment Day dismantling themselves. So we have to see Monday Night Raw on Monday what's going to happen. So
yeah, we definitely want to see what's going to happen on Monday, because on Monday is going to be everything. What happened?
Remember, it's going to be on Sci-Fi 8:00.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight.
Yep.
We're going to remember to join us tomorrow night 8:00. We're going to have another SummerSlam OD, SummerSlam 2021. We're going to be streaming at 8 o'clock at night. So thank you for joining us. My name is Alex.
And Carla. And do not forget to like this video. Subscribe to this channel because, again, this is your channel, Wrestling Battle US. For all the WWE fans, we are reacting every week for Monday Night Raw and Friday SmackDown and WWE pay-per-views that everybody wants to know what happened in the pay-per-view and after shows too. I'm putting all the information in the description below right now, so do not forget to subscribe and like this video.
So thank you.